Hey YouTube, good Sunday morning. Well wishes to all of those in Ukraine that are suffering through this invasion. Thoughts and prayers are with you. I'm going to do a quick unmarked road video here. I disengaged there just because it was going over the railroad tracks a little fast. I haven't tested this on 10.10.2, so this is basically a unmarked 2-lane road with between 2 and 4-way stop signs. And previously, it just doesn't bias enough. It needs to creep. Okay, boy, in the middle of the road, and then it decided to commit after it was in the middle of the road. Yeah, this commit is just not right yet. Speed bump here. Looks like it didn't see it, and it went over it at 30. Basically, it doesn't seem to hug the right side of the road enough. And if you look here on the screen, you know, it's marking the drivable space. And it's clear both directions here. It's wide open. Okay. And it hugs the middle of the road. So see, we've got an oncoming car here, and it needs to get over to the right. And it stopped right there. It stopped. Okay. I had to get out of his way. I mean, I could have stayed there and made him go into the dirt, but that's the problem it's having right now, is it's not getting over to the edge of the drivable space. Maybe it's a road without a curb that's the issue. Here we've got a double road here with a median in the middle. It's got to cross both sides. It's a very low, densely populated area. There's usually very little traffic here. Pretty straightforward. But see, like, whoa, like right, that was a complete snake wake right there. I'm not sure, and here's the speed bump. It's gonna go over it way too fast. It saw it very late and then continued decelerating. So this unmarked road thing, and here's the double line right here at the end, and it sees it just fine. Then it kind of joins and goes over to the right. This is my little route here, so I'm just gonna kind of back up and do it a few times so you can maybe see a few different use cases of how it handles this on this version. All right. And re-engaging here. So I feel like I'm in the middle of the road, maybe a little bit. I'm in the middle of the road. There's another speed bump. And it saw it there, went down to 20. It's supposed to go down to 17. So it's seeing those speed bumps visually very late. So the problem with this right now is I'm in the middle of the road. If a car comes from the right to do a right turn, I'm in the wrong spot. I need to bias over to the right at the stop sign so that I'm essentially obeying the right traffic laws here. So I've reported this to Tesla. I've kind of shown them, you know, what it's doing. And here's another speed bump, a little bit more light. Let's see if it sees it a little bit better. With the bright light, it saw that just fine. Yeah, pedestrian there on the side of the road. It didn't seem to brake for that person. That was good. And here, yeah, I'm in the middle of the road pretty much again. A car could not fit over here to the left of me. It's creeping, no traffic coming, so let's just see how it commits with no traffic. Once I'm in the middle of the road, it starts to go. A little bit slow there. This speed bump is kind of in some broken light. It saw it there and it got all the way down to 19 and then slowed down to 17 after the fact. And now I'm continuing to slow for the stop sign. Now this one has a stop line, so it didn't map it though. It's clear both left and right here. See how it does this in the street before it commit. Yeah, here's the railroad crossing I started with. You can kind of see it just shows some lights up there. I'm just going to do a U-turn here. There's no traffic coming. And we'll change the route back. All right, and we're clear. This time we might have a follow me car ahead of us a block or so. So this is the same intersection, and this side also has a white stop line. It's not being mapped here. Maybe a little bit of, okay, got a little bit of an obstruction here to the left where it needs to creep slowly. Okay, we're clear again. This is early Sunday morning, just no traffic, so it's got kind of a pass on all of its creeping into the intersections this morning. Another speed bump, it didn't see it at all or mark it at all. And if you can see out into the distance, we have an oncoming car. And now it's can't decide what to do. Okay. And here's where I needed to get over to the right so that car could get by me. So it's not honoring two-way traffics at all. Well, I shouldn't say at all. That first time it stopped. I'm not sure why it won't engage. Oh, actually, I do want to show you that, well, there's a car coming. It won't engage. I think it thinks I'm out of the drivable space. If I come over here to the edge, I'm getting warnings, but I'm still on the pavement. And that's about where I needed to be for that car to go by. So if I'm on here on the edge, it did let me engage that time, but it biased right over to the middle of the road. It's kind of treating it like you would a dirt road, where when you're by yourself, you have the whole road, and then when oncoming cars, here I am in the middle of the intersection. Let's see what it does here. It says checking for visibility, but it's not moving at all. And this car's coming, and I've got to get out of their way. I was thinking it was going to kind of pull over, but instead it just decided to wait in the middle of the road. Okay, I'm engaged again, and it swerved right over in front of them. Okay, and then I had to get out of the way again. So it's behaving very oddly with its planner of its route here. Re-engaged again with another oncoming car, speed bump, slowed late, and it stopped in the middle of the road. Yeah, okay, so I think we see what it's doing now. It doesn't like the edge, even though I'm on the pavement. It gives me lane departure warnings. It decides to wait in the middle of the road for oncoming cars to go around you, which on this little skinny road, it would require you to go into the dirt. And I don't know if a couple of times I have tried to engage when the wheels were kind of near the right edge, and it wouldn't give me the engagement. So here I am on the edge. I'm on the pavement, but you see the autopilot availability kind of comes and goes. So here it won't let me engage when I'm on the edge of the road. If I put some white there in between the screen, it'll let me engage it. And then it biases over even further. So while this is kind of a road with no curbs, you can imagine, a dirt road with a ditch on the edge might have the same sort of problem, or perhaps even a snow-covered road where the curbs have been obscured and the car is having to determine where the road edge is. So it's something to think about and to see how the bias handles it. Here again, the speed bump in bright light, and it identified it early and slowed all the way down. So the identification of those speed bumps definitely is vision-based, and bright light on them, given that the depth of perception seems to be the trick there. All right, this is probably going to be my last run here, because I think we've seen 10.2 do what it's doing here. It's wide open here, but it's going to creep into the road and then go once it's into the road. So while I'm by myself, I don't mind being in the middle of the road. It's when it sees oncoming cars, it needs to bias to the right. That would be the behavior I'd want here. And again, a late identified speed bump. And a stop sign with paint that's not being marked. And my left tire is definitely out in the middle of the road here. No traffic. Let's just see how it handles it. All the way into the road. Yeah. So there you go. That's 10.2 with Unmarked Roads. This is the second time I've tested this routine. I think I'm going to stick it on my, here we're crossing the railroad tracks. I have a red light with a flashing yellow. So here I can go right on red. So it needs to kind of go up to the stop line and then stop right here, and now it can go right on red. And it did it just fine. That was great. I like that. That time it stopped ahead of the railroad tracks, a little uncharacteristic. I don't know if that's new behavior or what. I'll have to make sure I test that on each one of these unmarked road runs. So in any case, I'll put this together for you today. Take a look. We're probably going to get a new version here pretty soon. I'm hearing the ADAS drivers are perhaps, continuing to test. I don't think we're getting V11 after hearing Elon tweet about needing to get the number of interventions down really, really low before focusing on highway. That tweet that Elon kind of dropped about V11 timing was pretty insightful about focusing on this version before we move into the highway mode. I can't wait for V11 though. I know a lot of people have high hopes for it. Honestly, I think it's probably going to be a regression for highway mode. Maybe lane changes will be a little bit better, but Navigator and Autopilot does a pretty good job right now, and mixing in some of the variability that we have on FSDBeta into the highway, I think could be a little unsettling for many people. But we'll see how it looks when they finally drop it. It's not here yet. In any case, leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. Just a quick video on unmarked roads. Have a great day.